Welcome back friends. Myself Professor Khorde Rishikesh and you are watching BSc Botany Studies classes channel. Here we are reached up to the last portion of the transpiration chapter. Up till we have discussed many points. Videos are available in the SYBSc playlist. Today we are going to discuss something interesting, that is the anti-transparent and guttation and exudation phenomenon. So why anti-transparent is included in syllabus is the first question. Transparent means what? Or transpiration means loss of water in the atmosphere in the form of water vapor. Transparent means what? Obviously, who are reducing the transpiration or stopping the transpiration. So there are chemicals available who do this job. So there is a special feature or criteria which is applicable to use of this anti-transparent. Please remember, this question is based on this. What are the feature of the anti-transparent? To which substance you should select as an anti-transparent, So the anti-transparent should not give any harm to the plant or should not break the reproduction cycle of the plant is the first criteria. Second criteria is what? The anti-transparent should not interfere with the photosynthesis with the plant. The another criteria is that the anti-transparents which are going to apply on the plant should not have adverse effect on other system of the plant, such as respiration, you know very well. So anti-transparent should fulfill this criteria, that this anti-transparent should inhibit the transpiration only, but not should interfere with any other processes in that plant. Okay, after looking at the feature of the anti-transparent, let's go into detail what these anti-transparent do. These anti-transparents are generally of two groups or two classes on the basis of how they are going to affect the plant for transpiration. The first group, as shown in the diagram or chart, indicates that such anti-transparent generally are applied by physical method on the leaf of that plant, generally waxes or silicon coating, or generally microplastics are also used for this process. You know very well lamination process, lamination in which you laminate the certificate so the certificate will not get damaged. Likewise, you can laminate the leaves, okay, where you are physically laminating the leaves with the wax or silicon like material or using the plastic directly, so that what will happen, so the water loss cannot take place. So generally these types of method are useful in agriculture field. We will discuss where anti-transparents are useful. Here we are talking about which are the groups of these anti-transparents. First group includes the chemicals which are generally applied physically on the leaf surface to avoid the transpiration. Whereas the second group includes the chemical which are very interesting, the hormones such as abscisic acid like chemical. After spraying this chemical on the plant, this chemical stops the opening of stomata. So you are not physically covering the leaf. Here you are interfering with the physiology, the opening process of the stomata. Abscisic acid is the hormone which is very well known to inhibitor role, because it is just a villain. It stops everything. It stops seed germination, it stops flowering, it stops stomata opening. Abscisic acid, ABA, is commonly known as abscisic acid. So this abscisic acid like chemical, if you spray on the leaves of the plant, do not allow the stomata to open, and this effect is almost up to 2 to 3 weeks. So when you apply this chemical, stomata do not get open, transpiration stops. So here we are discussing about the features, types of anti-transparents. Now we are going to discuss about which area where these anti-transparents are useful. First of all, in agriculture field, these anti-transparents are very useful if water scarcity region is there. Means what? If the soil is containing very little amount of water, if the application of anti-transparent is done on this plant, the water will be remain in the plant only, and so the plant will be safe from dehydration process. So anti-transparents are very useful in crop field, as well as most importantly, what happens during transportation of fruit materials, water loss takes place. Fruit gets shrunken. If you keep your apple on the table for many days, you will find this apple get shrink. Why this happens? Because water loss takes place. So if application of anti-transparent on such apple, the water loss will be avoided and this fruit material will remain fresh. Some fruits contain cracks. So application of this anti-transparents will be helpful as same before to protect them from dehydration process. And most importantly, these anti-transparents are useful in flowering industry, floriculture industry. How they are useful? If you apply this anti-transparent on the cut flower or potted flower, what happens? The water will not go away and that cut portion will remain fresh as it is. Various bouquet making companies or workers do this practice to keep their bouquet fresh category. So whatever applications are there are to maintain the material fresh condition, as well as in a crop field where 99% transpiration, 99% water loss takes place by the transpiration. If you apply anti-transparents, obviously transpiration is going to halt and plant will not suffer from dehydration process. So it was regarding the anti-transparents. Now let's move to the last portion of this chapter, that is exudation and guttation. So on the screen I have made the differentiation, what is difference between exudation and guttation. Let's discuss one by one. So friends, the distinction shows the guttation and exudation are different. They are different in the sense what? Exudation takes place when plant get wounded or injured, while guttation takes place, which is a physiological phenomenon independent upon the wound or injury. So in guttation, what happens actually is that if the root pressure or absorption water rate is more as compared to the transpiration rate, when absorption is more and transpiration is less, the root pressure creates inside the plant. This root pressure causes to leave the plant or move the water outside the plant through the wavy margin of the leaves, as shown on the beautiful diagram or figure, where you will find water droplets are present on the surface of leaf. These water droplets are created due to the exit of water from inside the plant. The exit point is known as hydrathodes. Hydathode name is given because they are generally in relation with the water, means hydro. That's why hydathode name is given to this. So hydathode perform this function by two different types, either by active method or by epitheme hydathode method. So active hydathode and epitheme hydathode are the two types of these hydathodes. First of all, you must have understood what are these hydathodes are. Hydathodes are means something which is responsible for movement of water from inside to outside in the form of water droplet. Remember this point, water droplet is very essential to write in your exam, because in transpiration water moves out the plant in the form of water vapor. In hydathode, the water moves out of the plant in the form of water droplet, which is liquid state. So they are also known as water stomata also. So don't get confused with the traditional stomata with these hydathodes. Hydathodes are water stomata because they are responsible for movement of water. So I am sure you must have understood what I am trying to tell you here. So it was regarding the guttation. So after guttation, we will be discussing about the exudation. So what is this exudation? Exudation means whenever plant get injured, whenever injury takes place, in exudation water start to flow from that area. But remember that water contain many organic components in it. So here I would like to tell you very famous example. In Marathi it is known as tadi, tadi producing plant. In English it is known as toddy. So toddy means tadi. What is this tadi? The people in tribal area perform this practice. They create wound to the plant and just keep the pot below that wound. So whatever exudate is coming out of that plant is collected inside the pot. After few days, the fermentation process takes place and the chemical which is produced is known as toddy. Also the nira, which is sold by many people around the street, is the product of this byproduct of this toddy process. So here I am thinking that you must have understood what I am trying to tell you here. So exudation where wounded portion secretes the water, and guttation where normally when water availability is more and transpiration is less, then root pressure created and water loss takes place, or water has to get out of that plant. So in both cases there is a difference. Here I have tried to make distinguish between them. I am sure you must have understood these points. So up till we have covered the whole topic of transpiration, I am sure you must have understood everything. If any difficulty is there, feel free to comment below this video. We will meet in the next or new chapter. Till take care and don't forget to subscribe this channel. Bye.